I'm Bernadine Strange. My topic is something I own that has special meaning to me. Well, that covers about everything in my house. I suppose the one thing that I treasure most, I've had for years and years, are two framed pictures that belonged to my grandmother. I've had admired them since I was a little girl, spending time with her in Fairfield. She once told me I could have them when she died, but she didn't write it down. And when she died, in 1973, and the family started getting her things ready for an estate sale, I told my Uncle Cleopas what she had told me many years ago. He was a stickler for being fair and just would not let me have them. But he and another uncle, John, told me they would make sure I got them. At the sale held in the old Armory on Broadway, John bid on one of the pictures and Cleopas bid on the other one for me. So I did get those pictures and have been most grateful to both uncles ever since. These prized possessions have been hanging in my bedroom ever since. One is an old-fashioned lady entitled Made to Worship. I always thought this was my grandmother when she was young. The other 6 panels of 6 great moments in a girl's life: the proposal, the trousseau, the wedding, the honeymoon, the first evening in their new home, and their new love. These were possibly wedding gifts to Nana, and if that's the case, they would be 98 years old now. Nana married Grandpa on her 20th birthday in 1916. I seem to be the only sibling to have inherited this mutated gene of severe nostalgia. I like to hang on to the mementos of yesteryear. And when I depart for that grand tea party in the afterlife, complete with fine china, silver, lace tablecloths, linen napkins, tea and scones, fancy long dresses, hats and gloves, my daughters will come in and sort out all the bits and pieces I have collected. One will probably want everything or several things for her own, and the other will most likely call for a dumpster to be placed by the front door, where she will hurriedly dispose of these treasures. But until that time comes, I'm still reminded of Nana Greenwell each day with a glance at those pictures on my wall.
My name is Beverly Roberts, and I'm one of the newest members of the group here. And I knew that everybody was going to be searching the topics that they had previously written on, but since I didn't have that much history, my sister Bernadine here emailed me a list of the topics, and I kept going over it, searching for something that spoke to me, but I gave up and did the cowardly thing. The one I chose was describe your life story in 6 words. So here are the 6 words: post-war, 60s, convent, motherhood, postal, and unfettered.
Oh, that was good.
Hi, my name is Harry Coyle, and you may realize that while I'm reading this, that I'm not a born Kentuckian. I've been with the group since the beginning of 2012, and I've really enjoyed it. And I picked a snowy day. We wrote this back about a year ago, too. When I lived in New Jersey, the winters were usually very rough as far as snow days. I remember in February of 1996, we got 38 inches of snow. Lots of folks had snow blowers. I had a Toro that could pick up snow and throw it 20 feet away. I actually loved to get out there and throw snow, making piles that were well over my head. In the summer of 2006, we decided to move to Kentucky. We wanted to be near our daughters and granddaughters. We were now Kentuckians. One of Laura's selling points, my daughter, one of her selling points was we could get away from those long, cold, snowy Jersey winters. When it snows down here, she said, by the afternoon it's gone because the sun comes out. I loved it. Mary dropped the gavel and started making plans, and I announced that I was sold on the idea. Goodbye harsh winters and hello Kentucky. Well, that's what I was thinking when I got here. As Gobert Pyle used to say, surprise, surprise. None of us will ever forget January 2009 and the ice storm that wreaked havoc all over Kentucky. The storm left thousands of homes without power, as much as 2 weeks. Trees destroyed by the ice left many areas looking like war zones, and the cleanup took almost a year. There was nothing funny about that storm, except what happened if you happened to spend that time with me. I thought Jay Cardosi and all those weather stations were making a big deal out of what we should expect. Are they kidding? I said out loud as to anyone in earshot. That would be my wife Mary, of course. Click, the TV went off, and out went the lights. Uh-oh, said Mary. Don't worry, it'll be back on in a little while. Just the lines are underground here, and they'll fix it real quick. Click, back on. And then, bang! Far off I heard another click. We were without power. This time, it was me that said it. Uh-oh. Later in the afternoon, I was looking out the living room window. The plows had made a pass on our road, and the road was now a solid sheet of ice. I was wondering if the mailman had got to our mailbox and remarked to Mary, regardless of how bad the roads are, they are still beautiful. Our daughter Laura called to see how things were going with us. No power, no heat, but we're okay, said Mary. Then Mary said to me, Laura said for us to stay put. Her friends in J-Town have an SUV and they're coming here to rescue us. I yelled out loud, no, 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 reaching for the phone. Laura, don't drive down here. And don't send anyone else either. And I mean it. She knew that it was over and said, okay, can I talk to Mom then? I said, Laura, I know you're worrying about us, but we're okay. And if I thought we were in trouble, I would get help locally. Thanks for caring. Love you. Handed the phone to Mary. Why in the world would a couple with 3 kids who were friends of Laura be willing to drive down here to rescue me and Mary, to bring them back to J-Town on the Louisville Road? I mumbled to myself, I can't understand it, went back to the window. By the time Mary finished the call with Laura, I put on some long underwear and warmer clothes. The house was cooling down. Pulling on my super warm, fully lined, hooded, Columbia hooded winter coat, I told Mary, I'm going out to check the mail. Are you out of your mind? You're going to break your neck. No way. I've handled lots of worse things like this in New Jersey. Let me get that old blanket from the garage and put it on the steps. Don't bother, I said, as I opened the front door and stepped on the front porch. The area near the door was dry. I stood for a moment, just thinking the ice-covered beauty of the whole neighborhood. A single brown leaf being pushed by the cold wind across the lawn reminded me of a hockey player. Mary opened the door behind me. I moved forward and lifted my legs in an attempt to slam one down and crack the ice to give me some traction. It only took 2 seconds for my back side to hit the top step, and like a shot, I skidded down the other 3 steps, across the concrete wall, and down the lawn I flew, trying to aim at the mailbox, which was the desired location after all. I missed it by 5 feet and stopped when I got wedged in one of the ruts in the road. Rolling over on my hands and knees, I crawled to the mailbox, holding onto it to get back on my feet. Are you hurt? Mary yelled from the porch. No, I'm fine. Really, did you hurt yourself? Are you okay? Hugging the mailbox, I said, thanks, hon. I'm okay, honest. Still hanging on, I punched the door on the mailbox and the ice fell off. I opened the door. Empty. Mailman didn't get there today. I wonder why I didn't think of that. Don't you think that was a stupid thing to do? No, that is exactly what I planned to do. That plan will never work coming back up this steep hill. Do you want me to throw you a rope? No, I said. And I let go of the mailbox. Slap. That was me hitting the lawn on all 4s. Mary was laughing so hard, she had to hold on to the door to keep from sliding off the porch herself. We were both laughing hysterically as I inched up the lawn, smashing my fist one at a time. Smash, pull, smash, pull, smash, pull. I bet you're happy I told you to wear heavy gloves. I just smiled as I crawled up the front steps. Here, take my hand, she said in a pitying tone. No, darling, this was my plan and I have to complete it. I grabbed the door frame and pulled myself into the living room. standing up for the first time since leaving the house. I breathed a sigh of relief and said, I know something I didn't know before. You know now for sure that you should never try walking on ice again, right? No, not at all. I know that the mailman didn't get out today.